Yes. Can you define yourself first? Anyone? Let me know.
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. You can.
I am Shrikant, and I have done my BTech from computer science. Passed out in 2013, and after that I've done MBA. Passed out in 2015. After that, joined
No,
as a
no, just
technical support.
no long discussion. Just give me a shortcut from your side.
Okay. Uh, I have 3 years of experience as 1 year as technical support associate and 2 years non-technical. So I wanted to learn DevOps and AWS and wanted to uh, join in this field. So please, could you please explain me about the process and all?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. We
Yeah,
can. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, fine.
Thank you.
Coming to next, Sinzuja, are you available?
Sir, am I audible to you?
Yeah, yeah, anyone? No, no issues. Yeah,
Sir, myself Santanu Kumar Dubey. I graduated from Don Bosco Institute of Technology,
yeah.
completed my engineering from Don Bosco, and after that in 2016, and
Okay,
after that I worked in CMS IT Services Private Limited as a technical support engineer. After
okay.
that, around 1 year, 2 months I worked, and after that I quit
Tell
that
me
job.
what's your current experience? Actually, I just want that one only. That's why.
Sir, it was kind of technical support, sir. Technical support
Okay,
where
you're in
I was.
technical support. Yeah. Okay, fine, fine, fine.
I
No
left
issues.
that job around 2.5 years back, sir.
Yeah.
2.5 years back, I left that job and
Okay.
returned to my native. And
Okay.
now I am going to, uh, uh, on experience basis, I want to apply and I'm searching job on experience basis. So I want a training like that on
Yeah.
experience
Fine.
deliver.
No issues. No issues. Coming to next. Anyone? Still? Still, I go. I just seeing the names of Sindhuja and yeah. Tell me.
Hi,
Yeah. Hi.
yes, I completed my MTech in 2015.
Okay.
After I got the marriage, I'm fresher.
Okay. You are the fresher. Okay. Fine. Fine. Okay. No issues. Uh, so, guys, my voice is very clear to all the members.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Fine. So, this is a new technology, but you have to warm up from your side. Okay. The thing is, DevOps is something right now, nowadays in IT industry. Previously, we are going with developers like .NET, Java. You've seen all these things in a virally on your in your life. Okay, so .NET, Java, Salesforce. If you go in ameerpet, I know this the situation how it comes. Okay, institutes they're falling on institutes. They're working hard and they're doing something experience on the particular things, and they want to try to hit a jobs, but it's too late to when you're hitting your job it comes around 2 to 3 years. Okay, so this is a very lagging time from your side. Okay, so my English is very clear to all the members.
Yes.
Yeah, so the thing is I just want to know one thing. I just who are coming from non background like non IT support. Like we have some technical supports and L1 L2s. I know this the situation. How they want to move with that particular technology right now. How you know the DevOps? Anyone? How you know the DevOps come to existence? Is anyone told me that you have to learn the DevOps? Anyone?
Like I have got suggestion from my relative, and I searched in the net that DevOps and cloud, and AWS cloud is a like emerging technology. So in the future, it is going to be every year company is going to take it like implement it. So it is a good time to learn that new technology and all.
Yeah, that's fine. Good. Still,
Sir, actually, one of my juniors, sir, one of my friend only, he passed out from electric, he completed engineering in electrical branch, and he got job as a DevOps trainee engineer, and he worked as a trainee engineer, and he was getting salary around 8,000. So he worked for around 1 year, and after that he switched to another company. Then he got 27,000 per month salary package. And after that, after 2 years, he again he switched for another company. So he got 15 lakh package. So he only suggested that DevOps is a booming technology. So that's why I
Yeah,
also
okay,
plan to
fine,
move.
fine, fine. I got to know that. Okay, just that's good. I think your friend suggestion this one. Okay, right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Coming Sindhuja, you are fresher, I know. That the thing is, how you know the DevOps?
My husband suggested to me you can learn AWS or DevOps.
Okay, fine, fine. Just he is giving suggestion. That's good, good, good. So fine, fine, guys. Coming to my side, I seen all your reviews. Okay, so
Okay.
right now I'm going with the real time from my experience. Okay, because I'm giving online training since last 4 years. Okay, I'm completely tied up with some consultants. Okay, and even
Okay.
I'm working in real time industry in Microsoft. Okay,
Okay.
the thing is, just I was started my complete tool is different. That is Kubernetes and DevOps actually. But the thing is, I have a good experience in all these things actually. That Ansible, GitHubs, and whatever, because I done all these projects in previous sectors. Okay, so this is I have 7 years of experience in current industry, current in market. Okay, so this is how my no, no, if you know very well about DevOps. DevOps is right now. DevOps has been introduced at 2018. Okay, you know this? Anyone? No, no. Virally, it was around 2015 only. But the thing is, DevOps market has been existent in 2018. You know this? Anyone? No, no one. Knows. So the thing is, DevOps is something where we are going with automations. Okay. So if you I want to give a one review to all the members very clearly. So previously, your friends or your colleagues or your neighbors, whatever it may be, they're working with the developers, like Java, .NET, Salesforce, or whatever it may be. Okay. So the thing is, how the data, how they're doing some data, day to day data is for going on storage in servers. Okay, so the thing is, the servers is like a number of servers are storing in the IT industries. Okay, you know already this. Okay, so the thing is, the server want to need some protection. So the server want to need some protections. The server want to need some security. The security, whatever the giving the security, that is cloud. Okay, cloud having number of servers, you can put any servers like thousands of servers in one cloud. That's the power of cloud. Okay, that's why 2018 the completely IT was changed into cloud market. First cloud is an IBM. In IT industry, the first cloud came to the existence in India is that is IBM. Okay, so after that, remaining companies has been fall into the clouds. Okay, so they're working with automation techniques. Okay, so this is how the DevOps came to the market currently. And one thing, 2018, if 30% of DevOps, you will be placed in MNC companies. That is real time scenario, because one of my friend know only one tool, that is Ansible. He was working right now in Intel currently with 25 lakhs package. Okay. So this is how the scenario can work. Okay. So this is every year the hike will be very huge in DevOps industry. Okay. If you are technical or non-technical, that's your wish. But the thing is, if you learn technology as per the experts, as per the real-time experts, not only training numbers, it's a real-time experts. If you learn in real-time experts, definitely you need to grow your career up to grade. Okay, this is my suggestion from my side, because previous my students last 3 years, my students has when I was giving some online trainings, and now also I'm giving some online trainings from morning session. Okay, so a huge like previous students was worked with me, and they are placed in MNC companies. I know this. So they're giving good suggestions for me. That's fine, because they need some support also. I'm ready to give a support for you also, guys. Okay, if you give some if you train with me, definitely I can build your resumes. I can, and my scenario is completed the DevOps. I can give the DevOps complete introduction and the tools and everything, cloud. Okay, definitely I'll do that. After that, I cannot remove from you guys. I can put in a real time effort from my side. I can give a task for you. Definitely, you have to practice, because practice is very important role in DevOps currently. Because if you don't know the commands, if you don't know anything about the cloud sector, whatever it may be, definitely it's something you worked hard previous days, that is very, it's just like a garbage. I know this because no, definitely I just want to give a good suggestion, because try to learn, try to concentrate on your careers, because it's one of the most which one of your consultant is requested that please take a training from my students. Definitely I'll take this, because he's my friend to friend colleague. Okay, so that's why it's a way have a very good bond. That's not an issue. But the thing is, you know, in online training sessions, definitely you can ask queries once the class has been completed. Because if you go for in a offline classes, definitely hundreds of members will be there. There is no question to raise the part of them. Okay, so this is how the scenario can works in offline and online. But online having very important role, and they will whatever I'm telling the topics that I can give a real time in a practical way, that will be fine for all the members. I think so. Okay, fine, guys. This is my complete introduction from my side. I hope you understand. Anyone is my voice is clear to all the members?
Yes.
Yeah, fine. So coming to now, so just I will go with the DevOps currently. Okay, I'm going with the screen share. Okay, okay, yeah. So this is my screen share. Okay. So my name is Harish Kumar, as I know, as I told you that. So this is I'm giving some introduction part of DevOps. Okay, how the real market will be there, how I can give some real time examples for you in industry as per my experience. Okay, so not an issue. Okay, so DevOps is something. You know what a DevOps is something. You know SDLC, software development lifecycle. Anyone? Software development lifecycle. Have you learned in BTech? I think so. No one? Don't know what is SDLC? Anyone?
Yes.
Sindhuja? Okay, fine, no issues. So here in IT industry, we are working under the software development life cycles. Okay, software development life cycle. Okay, so in software develop, so what is software development life cycle? Just I want to give the introduction part. See here, this is the architecture of software development lifecycle. Okay, so we have a 5 stages. We have 5 stages which are going with software development lifecycle process. Okay, so first one is requirement analysis. Second one is system design. Third one is implementation. Fourth one is testing. Fifth one is deployment. Sixth one is maintenance. Okay, so this is completely on the software development life cycle. Okay, coming to this, this is the requirement. Please keep in your mind. Okay, so now we can go with the process. Okay, so just I will go with what is meant by so in software development cycles we have some different types of models. Okay, so waterfall model, we are so waterfall model is something, previously in IT industries from 2010 to 2015, they're using waterfall model. Okay. So what is meant by waterfall model? I'll tell you what is meant by waterfall model. Okay. So see here, waterfall model is something where we are going with the following steps, different types of steps we are following. Okay. Suppose I'm taking one example. Suppose one of my client, he is from US. Okay. So he is giving some requirement to me. He is giving some work to me actually. So so the work I was taken. Okay, taken. So the requirement what he is giving, the suppose the project is hospital project. Okay, hospital project. So in hospitals, so we need to analyze. So what is in hospitals? What we have some casualties, we have some operations, senior like different types of departments will be there. Okay, so these comes under the requirements. Okay, so now what after requirements, I need to design the particular requirements. I need to design the particular requirements. So design is nothing but I want to maintain some casualty, I want to maintain some heart cardio, I want to maintain some kidney session, I want to maintain some different types of diseases. Okay, I want to maintain all these things. Finally, I want to create a website. This is my target. Okay, this is my target. I want to create a website for this all these things. Okay, so this is called a design process. I need to go with a design process. Who will design all these things is that is comes under the developers. So developers can design and developing their own code. This is the so the if you know your friends, they will design and they will go with the coding sessions. Okay, so one the coding is that comes under the Java, .NET. It depends upon the requirement. If the client asks that I want to go with a Java, definitely I want to go with a Java. If I want to go with UI, user interface, I can go with a HTML, JavaScripts. I want to go with all these things. Okay, so this is how the development will be happen to every industry. Okay, so after design, these come no for first three requirements: design, development. Suppose I was started 2019. I was started a project from 2019. Okay, so in 2019, I was started the project in January. Okay, so these three requirements I was collected and finally I was done the code with a duration of 8 months. I was done 8 months of these three requirements, like requirements, design, development. Okay, these three I was done with 8 months completely without any time duration. Okay, once the testing, the next step is testing part. So whenever he was done the coding part in a developer, the developer has done their own coding part, he will forward that code into testing team. He will forward the code into testing team. Okay, so the testing team will be having some tools, that is manual, Selenium, and automations. They're having some different tools in testing part. Okay, so the testing part, they will check with the manually, or they will check with the Selenium, or they will check some load runners. Okay, so different types they will use, but the code having lot of errors. But whatever the duration from the 8 months they're working very hard for the 8 months. But the code is not executing properly. The code is not executing properly. Okay, so once again, he want to go back. He want to go back with the development team. He want to go back with the development team. Okay, the developer want to change something in the coding session because the tester has been giving testing all the code. So this is a lag of time, right? So that's why waterfall model has been failed in IT industry. Waterfall model has been failed in industry. Okay, so waterfall model is something where we are going with. So suppose just like a water flow, it will go only forward, not backward. It will go only forward, not backward. So once the testing having some errors in developing part, again he want to go back, but it's no time because client has given some target. I want to this project within 1 year. Within 1 year, I need all these things, but we don't have any time. That's why waterfall model has been failed. Waterfall model has been completely failed. In 2010, 2008, they are started in waterfall model, and 2012 it was failed completely. It was failed completely. Now the next model is agile process. So the market came to the existence in agile process. Agile is a weapon for the software development lifecycle right now. Right now, we are using agile process because see here the same scenario which I was taken previous session. So here, same project. I was taking requirement. I was doing. I was giving some architecture to. I'm giving some architecture, particular design of particular requirement. So same coding. Say he will develop the coding part. He will develop the coding part. Okay. So the coding has been sent to testing team, the coding to testing team. Here the program changes will be different. Okay, in agile process, see here my scenario. See agile working process. So whenever you are planning some requirement, he will go with the requirement analysis. After that, he will design something. After that, he will go with the building. He will go with the building team. He will develop the code. He will develop the code in a building team. After that, he will go with the testing team. Okay, so this is comes under the this is comes under the 1 or 2 months. Okay, this is called iteration 1. Okay, so the next one, the next thing is, once the testing team having get some errors, so different types of errors. See here, the within 2 to 3 months, definitely the design process will be changed, because it will go with incrementing. Like, suppose if the code having some error, that modification of particular code, they will go with increment the adding. They were adding their code. They will add their code according to the testing team requirement. According to testing requirement, suppose I want to say one thing. If you, in your body, one hand is fractured. That fracture, the doctor will see, and he will bind your particular bandage or particular hand only, not everybody. So in this case of scenario, whatever the testing has given some errors, that errors will be found to the developer team. The developer will take all the errors, and if they will rectify that particular code, and they will modify that particular code, and they will give the testing team. So here the duration will be completely completely advantage, not disadvantage. Okay, so because the modification of entire code will be based upon the developer and tester, they will go with agreement. So they will go with the same agreements. So they will, according to the errors, they will check, and they will send their own errors within a time. So the target will be within 1 year. They will submit the project as per the client requirement. This is called agile process. Agile process is something where we are going with increment and decrement process based upon the software requirements. Okay, so this is called agile working progress. Okay, I hope you understand, guys. So this is every company want to need their own scenarios. Okay, so they want to fall according to their usage based upon the companies, and they want to go with elaborate their software updation based upon your requirements, like coming requirements. Okay, this is called agile process. Okay, so this is, I hope you understand, this is how real-time industry can works internally under the agile process. Okay, so this is how we are working. Okay, so this is called agile process. See here in DevOps, agile, how the agile process can works in DevOps. Okay, so basically I just want to go with DevOps. What is meant by DevOps here? So DevOps introduction, I want to go with the index part. Okay, so master index. So understanding the development, we need to go with understanding the particular, like, requirements. We need to analyze the particular requirements. Okay, so development, software development lifecycle, that is waterfall model and agile model, or whatever I recently explained for you. Okay, so next one is understanding the operations. We need to understand the particular operation based upon the models, different types of models. We are working all these things. Okay, so now we are going with the main part, that is core part, that is DevOps. Okay, so DevOps is something where we are going with like we are going under. Okay, so it's what is meant by DevOps. Okay, so DevOps is something where we are going with development plus operations. Okay, so we are developing and we are operating the particular scenarios based upon the DevOps scenarios. Okay, we have some different types of scenarios. So we are working under the DevOps. Okay, so here the DevOps. So what is DevOps? Why we are using DevOps? When we are using DevOps? Who are using the DevOps? Where we are using this DevOps? How we are using this DevOps? So if you go in an interview, definitely they will ask these things. Okay, why you choose the DevOps? Why you are using DevOps? Why you want to choose the DevOps? So I want to say only one thing to you. It's a very small scenario. Why we are choosing the DevOps is that DevOps is something where we are going with development plus operations, and we are working under the automation techniques. And we are working on the automation techniques. Like, automation techniques is, what is meant by automation techniques is DevOps having some own tools like GitHub, Ansible, Docker, and Jenkins. So we have some different types of automation techniques will be there. Okay, so this is how we are going under the DevOps. So DevOps in market is very huge. right now I'm my colleagues getting a lot of calls in DevOps. If you're IT or non-IT, whatever it may be. So if you put 3+ of experience, definitely you'll get some 5 to 7 8 lakhs package. Definitely, it's a completely scenario, because they have a huge requirement in IT industry. They have very huge requirement in IT industry. Okay, so because if you know 60% of knowledge in DevOps, definitely you will be selected. I know this. This is because no need practical sessions. You need to know what is completely scenario about the DevOps. Okay, so this is how we are going to give. This is how I am going to give you all these suggestions from my side. Okay, so basically, what is DevOps? DevOps is not a tool. It's not a software. It's not a tool. It's not a software. So DevOps is something where we are going with the roles, and we are going with the methodologies, set of methodologies, and we are going with the process. Okay, we are going with set of roles, set of methodologies, and we are going with the process. Okay, so this is called a DevOps. Okay, so it's a completely like a culture, like culture. Suppose the .NET developer, Java developer, they're pushing their own codes in servers, but we need to push the server into clouds. We need to push the servers into clouds. Okay, so this is how the automation can be found. Okay, so development plus operations. What is meant by operations? What is meant by development? I'll tell you what is this. Okay, so combination of developer plus operations, we are going with the DevOps. Okay, so this is architecture for the DevOps. Okay, so our architecture of DevOps is, we want to go with the development and operations. Okay, so first, if you are a fresher, if you are very fresher in a particular DevOps, first they will give only operations, not development, not development. Okay, I'm assured that, because I'm the person who I was fresher on the time, but the thing is, I just waited for operation team. I went inside an operation team. Okay, so you need to learn. You need to learn Linux. It's a basic tool. It's a basic tool to learn the Linux. Okay, so once the Linux has been okay for you, you will move with the DevOps tools. Okay, because every tool has been integrated with the Linux. Integrated with the Linux. So operation team is nothing but we are going with the Linux administration. Okay, so Linux administration. So I will tell you one small scenario if you are okay with this. Okay, I will tell you. Okay, so see here, I'm just giving a small example from my side. Okay, how the industry can be works under internally. Okay, so just I'm giving some small just paint. Just wait a second. Okay, I'm giving some small example. Okay, fine. So here, DevOps, how the DevOps can be work internally. Okay, I will tell you this. Okay, so listen very carefully. DevOps workflow. Okay, so here, suppose I'm taking some developers. I'm taking some developers. Okay, this is so developers. So the developers will be either so the developers will be Java, .NET, okay, like PHP, Python, or we can go with a different like C, C++. So these are the different types of developers. Okay, these are the different types of developers. Okay, so here we can call as they will work under the code. They will work under the core. Okay, it's a human understandable language. They will work under the code. Okay, with which can understand human language. Okay, so they will work under the code, different types of code which we are working under the different types of developers. Okay, so now the process will be starts. Okay, suppose I'm taking Java. Suppose I'm taking one example, that is Java. Okay, so if I get some requirement in Java, I'm writing some code. I'm writing some code of the particular programming language using Eclipse. I'm using some writing some code of different types of codes in Java. So to maintain some collaboration of the particular project. So I just, one project is very huge. Okay, so they will get some partition, different types of modules. Okay, as per the, suppose I'm in Hyderabad. So you guys in so my team having in Hyderabad, that is 5 members. Okay, you team having in Bangalore. Okay, 5 members. But we need to communicate that particular code, different types of code we need to communicate. Also, where we have the communication is, we are going with next thing, that is built. The next team is, we are going with built team. Built team. Okay, so here, whenever you are doing some code, suppose your Bangalore team has work has been completed. Okay, so you need to maintain that particular data in a servers. You need to maintain the particular data in servers. So in DevOps, if you want to maintain one server, definitely you need to maintain some different tools. That is, we are working with in Java, we are working with Maven. So these are the tools which we are covering in DevOps. Okay, Maven. Okay, so in .NET we can call as MSBI. Okay, we can cover all these things. Okay, and we can call and is, we are working and with Python, with PHP. Okay, just a small example. This is a very small example. Okay, so next one is Gradle. Okay, so these are the different types of these are different types of compilation tools which we are working under the developers. Okay, which we are working under the developers. This is the DevOps team which we are working under the developers. Okay, so developers already send the code to the build team. Okay, like DevOps team. Okay, we need to configure based upon the tool. We need to configure based upon the tool, and finally we need to execute. Okay, so one is war files, war files, jar files, and R files. It's completely enterprise tools. Okay, enterprise ARC tools. Okay, so we need to execute these files: war files, jar files, and R files. Okay, enterprise ARC tools. Okay, so this is how the DevOps internally taking the configurations. So different types of configurations. Okay, so finally, what we need is, we need to send the server. Okay, the server having different types of phases. Okay, the server having some different types of phases. Okay, so that is, I will tell you what is the different types of phases. Okay, this is called a production team. This is my team. Okay, this is production team. In production team, we have some different types of servers. Different types of servers. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So a lot of servers will be there, but we are taking only 4. Okay, so a lot of servers will be there. Okay, so here in this case of scenario, first we are going with developing team. Developing dev server. Okay, so next one is QA server. QA. This is testing team server. Okay, Q server, and next one is, we are going with UAT server. And next one is, finally we are going with production server. Production server is nothing but, we are releasing your website. Production server. Okay, so now the communication will start. Now you got to know, right? Overall, say yes or no. Guys, any doubts up to now? Guys, please say yes or no. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Now you got to know all these things. Okay.
Yes, sir. Getting,
Yeah.
sir. Sir, are you
Yeah.
writing also? Because we
Uh,
can see only DevOps logo on the screen, nothing
no,
else.
no, no. I'm writing. Is visible to you? Visible to all? My
No,
screen.
sir. No, sir. Only DevOps logo.
Only DevOps
Um,
logo.
yes, sir. DevOps
Just wait.
architecture and
I
workflow
thought
first
that
page.
I thought that I'm writing. I'm writing in screen actually.
No, sir.
Just wait a second. My screen is not visible to all the members.
No, sir. We can
What
see
about
only
remaining
DevOps
members?
logo.
What about remaining members? Sindhuja?
Your screen is visible. Your screen is visible, but only one slide is there. That is DevOps logo slide.
Only DevOps logo side. I'm writing something. Developing
No, no,
team,
no.
build team.
Nothing
No.
is.
Nothing is coming.
Yes,
Just
only
wait.
slide is there. That's it. From that
Just wait.
from that
Just
time
wait.
onwards.
I just don't know. Sorry guys. Sorry for this.
Okay.
Uh, just wait a second. Okay. One second. I can reset my screen. Just wait a second.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Share. Now it's okay.
Yeah. Now it's okay.
Okay, fine. Thank you, guys.
Yes.
Now it.
I'm giving only online meetings in Google actually, but Zoom is very new for me actually. So sorry, guys. Sorry for all. Okay. So here, this is a DevOps workflow. Okay. So here, that whenever the developer sees something writing on the code, okay, different types of code, that is Java, .NET, PHP, Python, C, C++. It depends upon your functionality of particular developers. Okay. So the developers is writing some code based upon the some configurations, some different types of configurations. Okay. So in IT industry, if you want to develop any code, definitely you need to configure the particular code based upon the servers. Based upon the servers, the servers will help you to develop your code based upon the to build the particular websites. So here the developers is writing some code. Okay, so the code will be based upon the compilation. At the time of compilation, the built-in will be starts. Okay, in DevOps. Okay, so this is called a DevOps web configurations. Okay, so we are work in Java. We can call as a Maven. Okay, in Java we can call as a Maven. Okay, in .NET we can call as MSBI. In PHP we can call as Ant. This is the one type of tool in PHP. Okay, in Python we can work as a Gradle. Okay, so these developing tools which we want to configure based upon the executable files. Okay, so we need to configure based upon the executable files, that is war files, jar files, and R files. Okay, so war files is nothing but we want to create some executable. So internally the configuration will be starts based upon the front end and back end servers. Okay, but this is developers work. This is not our work. Okay, this is not our work. This is completely developers work. Okay, so here we need to set up the configurations. We need to set up the configurations based upon the according to the developers. According to the developers, we need to set up all these things based upon the executable files, that is var files, jar files, and R files. Okay, so this is we need to set up. Okay, so once the setup has been done, for this, so this setup has been go with the production team. Okay, so this is called a production team. We have some different types of servers. Okay, so we have some different types of server, that is developing server, QA server, UAT server, and production server. Okay, so here I want to say one thing very clearly. Suppose I'm building suppose the developers are building some Java programs, some different types of Java modules. Okay, so I was set up in the Maven. So I was executing the particular files, that is var files, jar files, and arc files. Okay, enterprise arc files. This is okay, enterprise arc files. I want to configure all these based upon the Maven setup. Okay, so once the setup has been done, I want to push. To the dev server. I want to push the dev server. Okay, I want to push the code into dev server. Okay, so here that once the code has been executed successfully, that will be fine. Good. Okay, so my code is executing successfully based upon the dev server. Okay, so that will be fine. Okay, once the dev server will be progressed to next step, that is quality QA server. Okay, so here the developers internally will help the QA servers. The developers already there to the for the QA servers is nothing but testing team. Okay, QA servers is nothing but testing team. Okay, so in testing team, the developers also will help the particular testing team department, because the developers writing their own code according to their ideas, not testing team ideas. Okay, so that's why they will help you in a QA servers. Okay, so if the server has been failed once you done execution, so the again he want to go back, again he want to go back for this. Okay, again he want to go back to the building team, and building team too, he want to go back to the developers team. Okay, so this is very heavy cyclic process. Okay, heavy cyclic process. Okay, so that's why the previously what I was said, waterfall model, it's completely failed. Okay, so this is the previous step which I was telling in a based upon the waterfall model only. Okay, so the developers again he want to go back with the configuration management, again he want to go back with the developers. Okay, this is a very risk thing, and it's a very huge, they will take huge time for particular scenarios. Okay, so for this case, what I was going with the next step is, so I want to go with the next step. Now it's okay, right, for you all? Now it's okay for you all, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, fine. So the next step is, okay, I'll go with I'll go with the new PPT. Okay, this is open, new, don't save. Okay, now screen is visible, right?
Yes.
Yeah, fine. Empty screen will be displayed for you, I think. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay, fine. So that's why the DevOps has been came to the existence. Okay. So here the DevOps work will be starts. Okay. So now what I'm telling is, previously what I told you, that is Java developers, which I was told you, right? So developers. Okay, so developers writing some code based upon the, suppose I'm taking Java, .NET, okay, Python. Okay, I'm taking only 3. Okay, so after that I'm going with a build team. Okay, after that, so just wait a second. I'm going with the build team. Build team. Okay, after that I'm going with the production team. Just wait a second. Going with the production team. Okay, so here in developers we are going with Java, .NET, Python, right? In build team I'm going with some different scenarios, that is in Java we are working under the Maven. Okay, so next one is Ant, next one is Gradle. Okay, so here I want to go with the executing files. I want to do some execution particular files. Execute files. Okay, so that is we can call as var files, jar files, jar files here. No need to worry, developers already done this code. Okay, so you need to build, only you need to build. Okay, so you don't worry about the coding part. Okay, developers will do all these things. Okay, just whatever they're pushing their code in the build team, definitely you need to configure. That's it. We don't need anything else from writing the code, everything, nothing. Okay, so you need to configure but particular code, you need to push the particular code in the servers. Okay, so that's why I just creating some executing files, that is war files, jar files, and r files.
Sir, 1 minute, sir. Sorry
Yeah,
to interrupt you.
yeah,
Sir,
sure.
how we will configure, sir, all these?
Yeah, I will
we-
in Linux we have some commands. Okay, so we will do all these things. Okay, no need to worry about it. Okay, I will tell you what is this.
So,
Okay,
or we will use the configuration management tool.
okay. How we can
No,
use the configuration manager? By using Ansible, Puppet, Chef. We have some tools in DevOps. Okay, I'll tell you what is that. Okay, don't need to worry about. But you listen the project scenario. Listen the project, but current project scenario. How it will be work internally. Okay, so this is how I'm telling in the current project. Current project what we done. So previously what we done. Now what we are doing in DevOps. Okay. So this is the difference between the previous project and the current project. Okay. Hello? Understood?
yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah.
Ratings.
I'll tell you what all the scenarios. No need to worry about it. Okay. So now dev server. Okay. So the next one is we are going with um, QA server. QA server. Okay. So the next one is we are going with UAT server. Okay. We can. Okay. You can take one server, that is UAT server. UAT server. Okay. So the next one is we can go with the production server. Production server. Okay. Production server. Okay. So now the DevOps, how the DevOps can be work internally. Okay. So whenever, suppose I said you right, you are 5 members in Bangalore. Okay. My team is in Hyderabad. Okay. Suppose I'm working with a Java. Okay. So we need to communicate. We need to communicate with the one server. So how the server can be works internally. Okay. So this is your question. Okay. So now I want to introduce one more thing. That is GitHub. GitHub. So this is the GitHub. Just wait a second, guys. One second. I'm getting side. My dog is barking here. I don't know why. Just wait 1 second. 1 second. Okay. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay. So we are giving one server, that is GitHub. GitHub is something where it's a completely centralized repository. Okay, GitHub is just like a centralized repository. Okay, it's a completely a server. We can call as a cloud. Okay, so we can call a project. We cannot call as a project. We can call as a repository. Okay, so GitHub is a centralized repository. Centralized repository. Centralized repository. Okay, so here so developer, see here, I will tell you one thing very carefully. So developer is pushing their code into GitHub, pushing their code into GitHub. Okay, so if you're in Hyderabad, if you're in Bangalore, you need to push the code in a GitHub. Okay, so GitHub is a centralized repository. So here in Hyderabad team, whatever you have done the code, I can clone the code based upon the web configuration, that is built team. See here, I'm going with a clone. I'm taking your code and I'm fixing all the code in a I'm fixing all the code in one module. Okay, so that is called a clone. Okay, here we are pushing the code. See here, we are pushing the code pushing the code into GitHub repository. GitHub is nothing but centralized repository. Centralized repository, we can access, we can clone, we can according to their authentication parties. Suppose you are Bangalore, okay, your team is in Bangalore. So I can take your code according to the permission. According to your permission, I'm taking all the code, okay? Because the GitHub will take a centralized repository based upon the credentials. So different types of credentials we are taking. So here cloning is nothing but I'm taking your code. I'm collaborating at one set of scenario, one set of module. Okay, I'm saying one set of the module. Okay, so here the developers will push the code based upon the centralized Git repository. I'm cloning according to your code based upon the web build team, that is web configuration team. Okay, so this is how we are cloning. Cloning is nothing but we are taking your code. We need to configure. We need to configure the particular code. We need to configure the particular code based upon the executable files, that is war files, jar files, and R files. Okay, so once it has been done, okay, so once it has been done, so then I can go with see here, I can go with in GitHub server, I can go with what we call, so I can go with dev server. I can go with a dev server. So once the code has been successfully run in dev server, then QA server is working under the Selenium manual or load runner, depends upon their testing manuals, testing tools. Okay, so so once the dev server has successfully run the code with the testing department, then the testing team will fall to UAT server, user acceptance test. So here what UAT team will works. Okay, see, I will tell you one thing. So UAT user acceptance test. So user acceptance test is here the team leader will view all your code. Will view all your code based upon the user acceptance test. This is one type of tool for the team leader. Okay, so the team leader has been confirmed your code is running successfully with a dev server and QA server. So then he will send to the client. Then he will send to the client. That is called production server. We can push that code into production server. Then he will send to the production server. Okay, so this is how we are working under the DevOps. Okay, so not only GitHub, where we are working in real time, we have some PGN cloud will be there, and we have some XAMPP tools will be there, some WAMP tools will be there, some different types of clouds will be there according to the company requirement. Okay, so my company is working with Microsoft Cloud. Okay, so not GitHub. Okay, so GitHub is a something where we are going under the cloud, where we are pushing your data storage, and we are cloning your data storage based upon the different types of servers, different types of production team. Okay, so this is called a completely initialized under the centralized repositories. Okay, so this is comes under the centralized repositories. Okay, but here you can listen only one thing. We can work under the build team and we can work under the production team. That is, suppose if he was 3+ of experience, he will work with the web configuration build. Okay, like different types of configurations he want to work. That is comes under the operation team. that comes under the operation team. Okay, so once the operation team has been done, he want to check if he was in DevOps, developer plus operations, right? If he was going with the DevOps team, like developer team, he want to check the war files, jar files, R files, and different types of files will be there. So he want to check all these things, and he want to send to the QA team, that is for testing team. We want to go with the testing team. Okay, so you here, developer and as well as testing team will work parallelly in a DevOps engineer. Okay, developer work parallelly. Okay, so once the two members has been combined and they want to work properly, then he will then the code will be pushed to the UAT server, that is user acceptance test. So here a team leader will see all your code based upon the user acceptance test according to the credentials. So different types of credentials, username, password. So he will go with all the credentials and he will check line by line of the program, and finally he will push the production server. And finally he will push the production server. This is how the GitHub can be worked under the developers and as well as the automation technique, that is DevOps plus operation, developing plus operations. Okay, so this is internally working under the structure of software development lifecycle. Okay, so this is comes under the agile process. Different types of agile process will be. I already told you that agile process is something where we are going with increment and decrement to the values. So we are modifying the code and we are writing alternate code and we are sending to the developer server, and again he will test the code, and after that test that when the code has been tested, finally they will go with the user acceptance server. Okay, user acceptance server. Once the user acceptance testing server has been done, we are going with the production servers. So finally we need to conclude that client server will be a production servers. Okay, so this is how we internally can be works under all these things. Okay, so this is the complete internal infrastructure of the DevOps. Okay, in the how we are working under the projects. Okay, so this is every environment. If you go with any company, they will work like this only. Okay, this is a complete scenario, real-time scenario which I was gave. Okay, so here in GitHub, one more thing I want to say you very clearly. Okay, in GitHub, I'm any up to now any doubts here? Up to now any doubts?
It's clear. It's clear.
Okay, fine. So the next, so I want to tell you one more thing. Okay, so here I'm going with a new file again. It's a recording. Okay, no issues. I will send you this one. Okay. No. Okay. So as I told you that GitHub, right? What is GitHub then? So this is the question for you actually. Okay. GitHub. It's a source code management tool. Source code management tool. Okay. So in GitHub, we can call as SCM. Okay. So here, in this scenario, what we can work under the GitHub is we can call as Git. We are working under the Git. Okay, in by base of GitHub, we are working under the cloud also. GitHub. Okay, so next one is SCM, source code management tool. Okay, so next one is we can call FIFO. FIFO is a cloud. For the GitHub, but mainly the DevOps will work under the GitHub and source code management tool. Okay, these two we are using currently. Okay, because the market is going on asking the questions based upon the GitHub and SCM only. Okay, not FIFO. FIFO is a old tool for the GitHub. Before GitHub, it was came FIFO. Now we are using the tool GitHub. Okay, so as I told you that it's a completely centralized repository, right? It's a completely centralized repository. Centralized repository. Okay, so this is completely centralized repository. Okay, so this is how internally can work. Okay, how we are deploying the code, how we are doing that. Now DevOps want to operation team want to do something, right? how the developers is pushing their code in a GitHub, how we are deploying the code. Okay, so but for deploying the code, we are using Jenkins. We can call as CI/CD pipeline. We can call as CI/CD pipeline. CI and CD. Continuous integration and continuous development.
Sir, Jenkins is same CI/CD.
Yeah, CI/CD. Yes.
So we can call Jenkins as a CI/CD tool, right?
Yes. Continuous integration. We can Jenkins call as in continuous integration, not continuous development. Okay, remember this. Only continuous integration, because without Jenkins there is no plugin, no executing files has been downloaded. And because what is the main purpose of Jenkins is to create and execute the job roles based upon the build team. Okay, so we want to create a job roles, different types of jobs. If the code is running successfully based upon the Jenkins only, we are going with the pipelines, different type pipelines. That is called continuous integration. Okay, so continuous development is CD is we can work under the development side. Okay, we are working on a development side. Okay, so these developers can do this. We don't need to worry about that. We are only going with the continuous integration, not continuous development. Okay, so here we can call. So next one here we can call in Jenkins. We can implement the Jenkins here. Okay, so we are telling right now Jenkins. Okay, so Hudson also one kind of tool in Jenkins. Hudson. Okay, so here we can call, next one is Bamboo is also one type of tool in Jenkins. Okay, so we Jenkins, Hudson, Bamboo, these are the completed deployments in continuous integrations for the continuous developments. Okay, for the continuous developments, this is completely continuous integrations. Okay, so this is how we are going. Okay, this is called a Jenkins. Okay, so the next one is Docker. I will tell you what is Docker. So the Docker can be, so next tool is Docker. Docker is nothing but we are going with the containerization tools. Containerization tools. So containerization tools is nothing but in Docker we are going with a different types of formation of different servers. So we are forming different servers like server 1, server 1 up to n servers we can implement in Dockers. Okay, so this is how we are going with different types of Dockers. We are forming a different types of servers in Docker. Okay, so the next one is we are going with Jenkins. So here we want to implement a Jenkins here. So here I'm going with the Jenkins. Okay, why I am telling again Jenkins is I will tell you Jenkins. Okay, so next one is Kubernetes. I will tell you Kubernetes also. It's a basic, not a deeply. Okay, basic only, because Kubernetes is something just like an ocean. Okay, so for freshers, it's not. We cannot go very deep. We can go only beginner levels. So here in Kubernetes, we are working as a K8s. Okay, so here we are going with the clusterization. Okay, so we are going with the pooling. pooling. Next one is pipelines. This is completely Kubernetes, right? I will tell you what is Kubernetes. Okay. So here the Docker, see here, I'm telling you one thing. Docker will work under the Jenkins. Kubernetes will also work with the Jenkins. This is called a continuous development in a particular pipelines. Okay. So Kubernetes having some code, some different types of code will be there. But Docker only having some continuous integration. Only continuous integration can be work. But here we can call as a pipeline. We can call as pipeline this one. Pipeline projects. We are working with the pipeline projects. Okay. Kubernetes is working under some different types of code, but Docker is only giving only continuous integration, particular Jenkins. Okay. But both parallelly will work under the Jenkins. Okay. So this is called a pipeline projects. Okay. We are working under the pipeline projects. And moreover, I'm telling you one thing. Okay, this is how the scenario can work. Here in DevOps components, we can call in DevOps we are going with the build code test plan. Okay, so we are going with all these things for the developer side, and coming to operation side, we are going with the monitor, deploy, operate, release. Okay, we are going with the different types of operations. Okay, so this is how the DevOps components can be worked internally. Okay, so the next one is so who will involve the DevOps? Who will involve the DevOps? DevOps is we are going with the developers, and we are going with the build team, and we are going with the release team. Okay, so build team and release team. What is meant by build team and release team? Previously, what I said you. Previously, I said you one architecture, right? That is called build and release. Build and release. We are building some code and we are releasing some code based upon the client requirement. Okay, so that is called build and release. Okay, so next one is system admin. System admins, we are working under the Linux. Okay, so we are working with the Linux and we are working with the QA team, that is testing team. Okay, so but basically developers will focus on the build and release, not all these things. Okay, only build and release. Okay, so this is how the DevOps has been involved. Okay, so as I told you that we are working with the source code management tools and we are going with the building tools and servers. Okay, so this is how the DevOps can be worked internally. And when we have to go the DevOps. Okay, so if you want to automate any particular code or any particular different types of deployments, you need to go with automation. Okay, you need to build and you need to deploy all the code. Okay, you need to build and deploy all the code. Okay, so this is how we are going with the DevOps. Okay, how to go DevOps? DevOps can be works under the continuous integrations and continuous development based upon the clouds, different types of clouds. Here, one more thing I want to say you, I can tell you cloud also, AWS. I will tell you what is in cloud computing. We are working with the AWS. Okay, so AWS and we are going with the configuration management tools, that is Ansible. We are working with the Ansible and Puppet. Okay, so these two tools I'm using currently because so actually the configuration tools is Chef, Puppet, Ansible. Okay, but I'm not using Chef currently because Chef is very old, but it's very tough also. Okay, but the fresher we cannot understand the particular infrastructure. Okay, so we are going only Ansible. You can tell me that I'm working with Ansible. That's fine, no issues. Okay, that is configuration management tools before on the virtualization techniques. Okay, so now I can go with the Linux. So what are the topics which I was covering? Okay, see here, I'm covering okay I'm covering Linux introduction, principles and Linux distros and advantages and disadvantages, command line utilities like CLU. Okay, basic commands. I'm covering basic commands, and I'm telling Linux file system, one of the most important concept in Linux. Okay, text editors, file filters and IO redirections. Okay, user and group admission. These four are very important in Linux. Linux file system, text editors, filters, IO redirections, user and group admission. These comes under the Linux administration. Okay, so these are the very important concepts in real-time industry also. Okay, so this is which I was experienced from my side. I'm telling all these things. Okay, Next one is sudo. Sudo is just like a key for the Linux systems. Okay, sudo software management. We are using some flavor that is Red Hat and Ubuntu. I can cover Red Hat and as well as Ubuntu. Okay, I can cover all these things. One more thing I want to say. It's a completely open source. Okay, if you install Windows, I can go with the open source. That is what Oracle Virtualbox. You know what is mean by Oracle Virtualbox? Anyone? You don't know anyone? So this is the Oracle Virtualbox. This is Oracle Virtualbox. My voice is clear, guys.
Yes, your voice is clear.
But it's not minimizing. Just wait a second. Okay. This is what my screen is sharing. My screen is okay for you?
No, just now it has gone.
Gone. Okay. Just wait a second.
Just now.
Oh, just wait a second. Share screen. I just will go with. Okay. Share. So this is my Oracle Virtualbox. Have you seen my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is my Oracle Virtualbox. Here we can install ISO files. Okay. So this is my Ubuntu file. You are seeing Ubuntu 20.4 here.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. This is ISO files which we are using from Linux. Okay. So we are working under the Linux commands. Okay. I'll tell you how to install all these things in further classes. No need to worry. Okay. So next one is okay. So I can cover software management tools, that is Red Hat and Ubuntu. Ubuntu and Red Hat I will cover. Okay. So next one is useful tools in Linux. One of the most important interview questions for this. Definitely they will ask this question: SSH, Telnet, SCP, R-synchronize, disk utilities, backups. Definitely 100% assurance they will ask these questions. Okay, for the interview. I will tell you not only the class, I will tell you how to crack the interview also. No need to worry about that. Okay. So service and process management, system hardware stats. Okay, we will cover all these in Linux. Okay. So in Linux we can cover all these things. Next we are going with the network fundamentals. You need to learn some network
Your
fundamentals.
screen is stopped.
Stop.
Your screen is stopped.
Just wait a second. Yes. I'll share. Just wait. I don't know Zoom how we can share this.
No. It is coming, but that Ubuntu page is only there.
Only page. Okay. Fine. Now I got it. Just wait a second. Share screen. Okay. Yeah. Fine. Now I got it. Okay. Now you got it, right?
Yes.
So network fundamentals for Linux, you need some network fundamentals. I can cover this also. So network fundamentals is not that much important in DevOps. Okay, just you can just if you remember this, that will be fine for you. Okay, so components of computer networks I can cover. LAN, WAN. This is point-to-point connections. That is LAN, WAN, MAN. So these are some classifications of internet based and matter. Okay, so next one is switches. We can go with the routers, and we are going with the network architecture, and we are going with the protocols, that is OSI layers. Okay, OSI layers I can cover. Next one is port numbers. Next one is DNS, DHCP, IP address. Okay, I can cover all these things in the network fundamentals. Okay, so next one is cloud computing. I can cover what is meant by cloud computing. No one you will never know what is cloud computing, right? I can go with the cloud computing also. Introduction of cloud computing, DevOps cloud. I can tell you what is meant by private, public, and hybrid clouds in DevOps. Okay, I'll tell you what is that. So in cloud, we have three architectures, that is ZaaS, PaaS, SaaS. Okay, so these are the three topics which I was covering in cloud computing. And next one is cloud computing with DevOps. Okay, I will cover all these things. Coming to just I told you that in GitHub I will cover with the version control systems, installing the setup server, Git configuration, branching, and recovery data. Okay, so this is the GitHub which I was covering all these particular things. Okay, so next one is I can go with Ansible. Ansible is one of the most. I'm telling you very sincerely. They will ask Ansible. They will ask all these things. Introduction of Ansible using AML files, Ansible documentation, setup, configuration, Ansible playbooks, Ansible command lines, I can cover system facts, target session, variable session, and handler session. They will ask these questions, interview questions. What is meant by target session? What is meant by variable session? What is meant by handler session? Okay. So next one is lookups. I can and some tools in Ansible. Okay, configuration management. These are the tools which I can cover. Okay. So next one is modules. So if I go with a project, I can cover all these things: setup module, file module, pass module, yum module, service module, copy module, package module, Ansible command line usage, how to download the playbooks using Galaxy. Okay, real-time playbooks. I'll tell you one real-time module for particular Ansible configurations. Okay, so next one is we're going with the Puppet. As I told you that I can cover Puppet also. Okay, Puppet modules. Okay, site PP, Node PP. Okay, Puppet manifest. How to write the basics of manifest? I will tell you in Puppet. Okay. So next one is defining the classes. I can define all the classes. Next one is customize manifest real-time examples. Okay. So I will cover all these things. Okay. So in Puppet, coming to Docker, I can cover Docker. I can go with the introduction of Docker, installing Dockers and what are the containers. And we're using some backend server that is MongoDB. That is we can manage the Docker mission. Okay. So different types of missions which we are working under the backend. Okay. So next one is Jenkins. We can work under the Jenkins dashboard. Okay. So this is comes under the pipeline project. As I tell you that I can every Docker will be collaborate with the pipeline that is completely integration, continuous integration based upon the Jenkins. Okay. So Jenkins, I can cover this in Docker. Okay. So Docker pull, run, attach, explore the Docker hub, pulling the images from the hub. So one more thing I want to tell you, every topic I can explain and I can go with a practical session. This is very clear to all the members. I'm telling you because previous classes also I told you very clearly, while telling the topic only, I can go with a practical session. It will be easy to understand for you. Okay. Okay. So next one is monitoring tools. That is Nagios. Okay. I can cover Nagios tool. That is Nagios introduction and architecture. How to install and configuration Nagios plugins. How to add the servers. Nagios remote plugin executor and configure plugins remote nodes. Monitoring with a Nagios using default plugins. Okay. I can use all these things. Okay. So in Nagios, this is monitoring tool for the DevOps. Okay. Next one is Jenkins. Jenkins, I can cover introduction of Jenkins, build and release team using understanding the development mode. Jenkins introduction and setup. I can install how to build the Jenkins. Okay. Plugins administration, that is users, nodes, managing plugins, manage software versions, build a tool. So Maven is nothing but Java. As I told you that I can cover Java here. Okay. As I can cover Java introduction, phases, Java builds. Okay. So this is completely continuous integration on the Jenkins. Okay. So I can go with a build and release. Nexus is a one type of tool for the Jenkins. Okay. I can cover this. This is a real time tool. Okay. I can cover in real time tool Nexus. Okay. So we are working with the Microsoft currently. Okay. Nexus introduction and setup, software version and hosted repository, continuous integrations on Jenkins. Okay. So we are working on another project, one project in Jenkins. I will tell you what is the project also. Okay. So coming to next, Amazon Web Services. I will tell you I can cover EC2, S3 bucket, EBS, ELB, auto scaling, IAM, RDS, VPC. This is enough for the freshers. This is enough for the freshers as well as experience for 3+. This is most enough. I'll tell you what is all these things. Okay. So this is my introduction, guys. This is my complete introduction. Any doubts?
Yeah, it's very good, Harsha. So we have got covered all the topics today in the demo.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is very good. So yeah, we'll be sharing this to all the guys also.
Yeah, sure. Definitely. You can go with your friends also, no issues, because
Yeah, sure.
your friends will be helpful for this. Actually, I hope.
Yes.
That's fine. That's very good. Okay.
Yeah.
So what
Okay,
about?
Harsha.
Yeah. Just wait a second, guys. What about remaining guys?
Hello.
Yeah.
It's fine.
No, you don't to worry about that, because I know the questions will be raised. I know this, but if you involve all these things only, you can practice well. I will definitely help you. No need to worry about that. Okay. definitely. I can go with the interview questions also. No need to worry. How they will ask is a real time. Okay, because I was asked many questions in the interview. Okay, no need to worry about that. That's it from my side.
Yeah, okay, Harsha. It's gone very well. It's
Okay.
almost it has been 1.5 hour demo. Very nice.
Yeah, because you have to know the DevOps, right? How the real world
Yes.
will be there in DevOps. That's why I was
Yeah, it
telling
is
some
very
real time
clear.
examples. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it is very clear.
coming to PPT and coming to explaining, that's bullshit. I don't need that actually. But I
Yeah.
need completely practical from my side.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, Harsha. Then you
Yes.
can yeah call for
Definitely.
the day and
Yeah.
yeah. Thank you, Harsha.
You
Thank you
can
for the demo.
consult your consultant, okay, not me. Okay, you can go with the feedback of the particular consultant, whatever he will collaborated right previously.
Yeah.
Pradeep, I think.
Okay.
Pradeep. Yeah, you can talk with him once. Let me know all these things. Okay. Okay. Thank you, guys. I
Yeah.
hope you
Thank you,
understand all
Harsha.
the members. This record
Yeah.
session I can give to Pradeep. Okay. He will
Yeah.
share you. Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Harsha. Thank
Thank
you.
you, guys. Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you.
Okay.